views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
This show's audio was via a Skype call.
You are listening to Purely You Radio, healing beyond symptom management into true wellness with Jessica Dooley. Tune in every third Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific as Jessica guides you to explore your intuition, reconnect with your body, mind, and soul, and discover true wellness through a multitude of modalities. Are you ready to find and embrace your purest self? Purely You Radio will engage you to explore a new paradigm in the way you see yourself to the way you were meant to be. Journey to your purest self now with your host, Jessica Dooley. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me here on Purely You Radio. My name is Jess, and I'm so thrilled that you're hanging out with me today. On the last show, we had talked some about the biggest lessons that I have learned on my journey to Purely You, and I had planned on sharing some more nuggets of wisdom with you today. However, I will share just one, and that is to remember to always strive toward balance between work and rest in your life. I find that when I ignore my intuition and say yes to too many things, my body forces me to slow down, and that is exactly what has happened this week. I found myself a new friend in the form of a cold, so please forgive my sniffles and my raspy voice over the next hour. But as divine intervention would play out, a very special person in my life reached out to me this morning informing me that she had planned on being on the show today, but forgot to email me back confirming that. So funny how those things work out. So instead of asking you to suffer through my raspy voice, we will put Becoming Purely You Part 2 on hold for now and instead talk about naturopathic medicine. My guest today is Dr. Faye Johnson. She is a doctor of naturopathic medicine working in North Dakota, and she is one of the key players in my journey to Purely You. You all know that my goal is to bridge the gap between symptom management and true wellness, and Dr. Faye works with her patients to do just that. She obtained her Bachelor of Science degree from UND, and she earned her Doctor of Naturopathic Medicine, Master of Acupuncture, and License of Massage Therapy from Bastyr University. She's been featured in Inspired Woman magazine, and she owns Evergreen Natural Health Clinic. Welcome to the show, Dr. Faye. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much, too, Jess. Nice to talk with you guys.
I'm so excited. So as you know, that the goal of my show is to help kind of bridge the gap between symptom management and true wellness. And I know that your philosophy is very much the same. So can you tell us just a little bit of kind of how you got started in natural medicine and what your journey looked like, where you're at today?
Absolutely. So when I was growing up from a very young age, I decided that I wanted to be a doctor, just to help people. And that's been my goal my entire life, really. And when I got to UND, that was still the goal. But I decided, I've got a little cold or sniffle, I'm going to go to student health. Well, I'd go to student health and I'd be offered a variety of things from birth control pills to Prozac to, finally an antibiotic for things. And that just, I know my view at that point about medicine was very simplistic. And I just thought, oh my gosh, is this it? I thought there would be more to it, individualizing medicine, giving me some more lifestyle changes that I should be making. And at the time I was, in college and really, living up the college life. And my sister actually took me to a chiropractor who did some muscle testing on me. And man, oh man, he nailed me. So he said, hey, you need to rest. You need to stop partying until 4 a.m. You need to, take care of your body and take care of your basic needs. And I just thought, wow, this is medicine. This is what I want to do. And so I decided to not take my MCAT and to pray a lot about what I wanted to do or what I needed to do, what I was meant to do really on this earth. And finally, lo and behold, I literally was led to the library one day while I was driving my car going to the river to go for a fabulous walk, and went into the library, grabbed a book, opened it up, and it was a 1-paragraph description of the principles of naturopathic medicine. And I was like, oh, eureka. So naturopathic medicine really instills those principles in you when you are going through school. And that's, it's just the healing power of nature. And I know that sounds super corny, but really, looking at the basics first and using nature as a guide to healing. that type of thing. And so I was sold after that. And eventually, not eventually, but literally within about, I'd say 30 days, was applied to the school and had my interview and was accepted. So yeah, it was definitely divine intervention for that.
Oh, that is so cool. I love that. Love that. And what a powerful testament to even just listening to, this doesn't feel quite right to me. I need to find a different avenue from day one.
Absolutely. And it was very scary because here I am, a senior in college thinking, oh, okay, I'm going to start my life, but had this degree and it just didn't match, So just taking a step back and really asking those tough questions about what do I really want? What am I supposed to be doing? You need to show me, God, where I'm supposed to be. And yeah, he definitely interceded and showed me.
And does this degree mean anything if it doesn't fill my heart?
Exactly. That's just it. I love coming to work because it isn't really work anymore. And thank God I have that passion, So on Monday mornings, I'm like, yeah, let's see who we get to go and help today. And, let that Holy Spirit work through me so I can help other people.
Oh, that's so awesome. I just love it. I love it. So I know what natural medicine is, but I don't know that everybody knows. So can you break that all the way down for us to kind of the difference between medical doctors and natural doctors?
Sure. So in the training that I went through, the first 2 years of the 4-year training is based on what everybody goes through in traditional medical school. So we study, the anatomy, physiology, microbiology, all of it. So we get the same education that a traditional doctor gets within the first 2 years. After the first 2 years, we take a set of boards just the same as a traditional medical doctor does to make sure that we understand the basics of how the body works. Then in traditional medical school, you would go through and learn, different rotations in surgery or psych or pharmacology, that type of thing. And yes, we learn a little bit about those things, but we delve into nutrition, homeopathy, diet and exercise. Like it varies from that point forward. So we have the basic understanding of how the body works and why the body works, and the building blocks of why the body works and what we need to do there. But the role that we take as far as treatment varies quite a bit. I mean, it's pretty drastic.
Yeah.
So that's the major difference.
Cool. That makes a lot of sense to me. So is that like your natural best, your university where you went to obtain your naturopathic medicine education, is that schooling, kind of like applying for med school, for law school? Is it all the same, or are there specific things you want to look for?
Yes. So when you do apply to things like naturopathic medical school, they have their list of prerequisites, and I definitely had to go back and fill in a couple of the gaps, like statistics and that type of thing. But yes, it is a pretty similar process where you go through the interview process, you go out to visit the school, that type of thing. There are currently 4 schools in the United States for natural medicine, one in Seattle, Portland, down in Arizona, and then one in Chicago. And then, there's 5, one in Bridgeport. So at the time when I was going to school, which was a million years ago, there were only 2 schools to choose from at that point, but now there are 5. So it's grown tremendously. And the biggest part about it is, we are trained differently than a traditional medical doctor, but in the states that we have changed the legislation, you can choose to have a naturopathic doctor or a regular medical doctor, an MD, be your primary care physician. So we're trained to be primary care physicians first. And then in the state of North Dakota, we are not licensed for primary care physicians. We're just licensed as pretty much health consultants, which I'm completely comfortable with because I love it when people go to their regular doctor. You can run all your tests, have it run through your, that's way more practical dollar-wise for people. And then if you don't get the results that you want, come and see somebody like me. We can fill in a lot of those mysteries or a lot of those gaps or a lot of those strange, rare, peculiar things that you're like, wait a second, I'm waking up at 4 a.m. What does that really mean? Or I'm waking up hot, or I'm, just these different symptoms that are happening that, frankly, traditional medicine just doesn't have enough of the answers for that. And so if you seek out both sides, wow, you will definitely have a balanced approach to your medical care.
Yes. And that's so very much the goal. I know, like, when I first started coming to you, it truly, I had started with my medical doctor, and I went through all of the things they had told me, and I kind of threw my hands up and said, but it's not working. What you're doing for me isn't working. And started looking, I became the one thing as a medical professional that we all kind of cringe at. And I Googled my symptoms, and I started to find my own answers, and was referred to Liz Jones, the physical therapist, and then to Tanya, our healer, and then she sent me to you. And so it became this huge network for me of wellness between my natural doctor, my medical doctor, my physical therapist, and my healer. And that was kind of the push of my journey. But I never once, I remember, go ahead.
No, that just seems to be like where medicine needs to go, is that you are the one who knows your body the best. You are the one that needs to create that network of folks that helps you. And you need to know, like, which chiropractor works best for me, which physical therapy, all of those things, and put them in place. It takes a village to keep us healthy.
Yes.
So put your village together. Absolutely.
Right? Oh, I love that. Okay, so we have to go to a break here in just a couple of minutes, Dr. Faye. But for anybody listening who would want to get a hold of you, where would they be able to find you?
So I'm in Bismarck, North Dakota. My business is Evergreen Natural Health Clinic, and the number is 701-989-0268. If you give me a call and you're located someplace else, I can get a referral for a place that would kind of operate in a similar fashion. There are naturopaths worldwide, and we all practice a little differently. And so I do a form of kinesiology, which is a muscle testing. And if you find that that's something that's intriguing to you or something that you'd like to try out, I have a whole network of people that I can do as referrals for you that would do it in a similar way that I honestly trust more than anything. So I'd be happy to refer out or have you come on in. I'm having people fly in from all over Florida, Indiana, all over the place. So people travel, but if you want somebody close to you, I can sure get you somebody then.
Oh, that would be great. Okay, so we'll talk about kinesiology when we come back. You are listening to Purely You Radio. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Are you searching? Looking for a sign? A message you need to hear? From the great unknown, from the most mysterious place that is the most familiar to your soul in the depths of who you are. The universe put someone here to talk to, someone God gave a blessing to, that you may find insight with. TheAngelLady.net, 1-800-323-1790.
Calling all ladies. Are you struggling with neck, back, shoulder pain, or postural issues? You actually might have a related bra problem. Talk to Maria Monti at the Healthy Bra Company. She is a professional postural therapist who offers custom-fitted, custom-altered bras in 2,500 size combinations specific to your body type, shape, size, anatomical features, and breast weight. Call Maria today to find out more at 360-815-3205.
What is holding you back from living the life you are meant to live? Why is it vital to believe in something bigger than yourself? Are you in physical or emotional pain? Tune in monthly to Vibrant Purposeful Living. Awaken the vibrant life within you with Lou Paradise and Dr. Pat on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Lou's passion is to help everyone experience positive solutions for life. Find out more about Lou with Vibrant Purposeful Living at LouParadise.com.
If you have been struggling with fear and anxiety, you know how debilitating these emotions can be. You constantly doubt yourself, you can't make decisions, and feel more and more insecure and stuck. Dr. Friedman Schaub's book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, will provide you with the insights and tools to break through these challenges. Through a step-by-step process, Dr. Schaub explains how to resolve the subconscious root causes of fear and anxiety and build a strong foundation of inner peace and confidence. Visit www.thefearandanxietysolution.com and get your copy now.
Order your copy of Dr. Friedemann Schaub's The Fear and Anxiety Solution today. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com for more information.
The Truth is Funny. Shift Happens with Colette Marie Steffen is excited to welcome Karen Benton as a monthly guest host. Tune in on the third Wednesday of each month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to regain confidence and trust in your capacity to create change in your life, your health, your family, and your well-being. Karen Benton is a mother, nurse practitioner, certified body talk practitioner, Franklin Method instructor, and owner of Limitless Living LLC. For more information about Karen, visit KarenBenton.com.
Welcome back to Purely You Radio. This is Jess, and I'm here today with Dr. Faye Johnson. She's a naturopathic doctor that has joined us today to share with us just a little bit about what natural medicine looks like and kind of the different techniques that can be used to help your body heal in ways other than just with a prescription pill. And right before the break, she had shared with us that she does use something called kinesiology in her practice. So, Dr. Faye, would you just dive into that a little bit and kind of share what that is, how it works, why you love it?
Sure. So kinesiology is just using a muscle locking technique to find out what makes the body stronger or weaker, happier or not so happy. Why I decided to do this is I, got out of school and I kind of thought, oh, wait, I went to natural medicine school. I thought we were going to learn this while we were in school. Well, no, we didn't, because natural medicine school really prides itself on being up to par with traditional medical schools. Like, we have very rigorous standards, which is awesome. I do appreciate that. So there's not a lot of room for things like kinesiology. So after I finished school, I was practicing and I was having, decent success rate, just like traditional medical doctors do, where, you kind of know what's going on, but yet in the end, you ultimately guess at what you're giving people. And honestly, it just wasn't good for me. It just wasn't a good fit, that I was still guessing. And I thought, no. So I did search out a really great program to learn how to do kinesiology. And what that does is it just really narrows down what is the underlying cause that's actually going on with this person's condition. So that is one of the biggest principles in naturopathic medicine that I just love. Yeah, the healing power of nature, prevention, all of those things are really, really great. But what everybody wants to know in their health is, what is the underlying cause? Why did this happen to my body? And what can I do? What is the specific thing that I need to do in order to make this heal? So kinesiology really gets to the underlying cause. And when I use kinesiology, I use a set of vials. And I know it sounds so cuckoo and so out there, but when you use a set of vials, what you're doing is you're asking the body yes or no questions. So when I am doing kinesiology, I'm just touching different parts of the body, different organs of the body. And if it comes up that the liver is a little bit weak, well, why is the liver weak? Why is this happening? That is the true question, right? And the vials have things like fungus or a parasite or a bacteria or a virus or a food that can be a problem, a chemical or a metal. So those are the things I'm kind of asking the body. Is this the reason why this organ system kind of got weakened? And once you figure out what was the underlying cause, then you can pull out all of your remedies that can really support that. So I'm not doing detoxes on people. I'm just supporting that organ system to maintain or to improve on what it was trying to do in the first place. Our bodies are perfect. We are made in the image of God, and that is truly what I'm trying to get us back to. And just supporting that organ system to do what it was meant to do in the first place is really what you need to do, and then just get out of the way. So typically when I find something that's going wrong with that organ system, you would do something to combat that. So say it's a bacteria. I find what remedy it is to really support that, the killing off of that bacteria. And then you need to support that organ system. So I'll do something like zinc to kill off a bacteria. And then I'll turn around and do something like a milk thistle that will support the liver to do its organ processes anyway. So that's the kind of thing that I do with kinesiology. It is literally pushing on the arm, but asking that body what is going on and at the underlying level. And that's really the question that most people want to know. Why? Why is this happening in the first place? We can have a million drugs to cover up the symptoms, but why? And why shouldn't we get rid of the underlying cause?
Right.
So that's like the most fun part of my job, is figuring out that part of it.
And I love it. I love it too. My herbalist school taught muscle testing for us as well. Not near as in depth as what you have training in. But it's so cool for me, I think, to watch our clients go from, I have this symptom, but I don't know what's causing it, to look at these things I can take that help support my body to get better. And then watching them come in 6 weeks later, 8 weeks later, whenever that is, and saying, hey, I feel better. Hey, it worked.
This job is the most addicting job,
right?
Because people get better.
Yes. And it's truly better. It's not, I need a refill of my prescription because my body can't function without it, or because I feel worse again without it. It's truly just fixing the problem in general.
And that is the coolest part, because I get people coming in. Typically, we have people come in every couple of months, so every 8 weeks. And that's about what it takes for the body to change. Like, I want to see a good change for you to get better. But you got to know that health is dynamic. It's going to change. You need to change your supplementation or your drug, whatever it might be for you, because your body has changed. If it's not better, that's a problem. So you obviously didn't get to the underlying cause if you're not changing and needing something different the next time you come to see myself or a different practitioner. You know, your body is dynamic. It needs to change. If you stay with the same supplementation, you're going to be feeling great for the first 8 weeks, and then it's kind of like, I don't really know if this is working. Well, it's not working anymore. You should be changing. You should be coming up with different symptoms. It's only because you got to a new layer of really what the underlying cause is. And so addressing that at the future appointment is exactly what we're doing. And you should see people get better incrementally, but they need to be moving that right direction. Otherwise, I did something that wasn't, on par. So it's addicting, because people get better and better and better. And that's the goal, right?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. To help them find their purest self. Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what conditions do you feel like you see the most coming into your clinic?
I see fatigue. And when you see fatigue, that is a loaded question. You need to tease out why. Why are you having fatigue? Is it because you're not sleeping well? And then we need to delve into the sleep realm, right? Or is it because you're not eating the right foods for your body? And trust me, I do not have a pristine diet. I have a lot of resilience for things that I can eat that are not exactly on the best diet, right? But if your body is not having the right fuel source, it's going to be fatigued. Are you fatigued because your liver is off? Are you fatigued? There's a million reasons. And that's really, what you need to tease out. Is it because your thyroid is low or your iron is off? I mean, it's so fun to get to that reason why they're fatigued, and then support that. You don't have to blow them out of the water by giving them Ritalin or, something like that. You can support their organ system to start working the way that it's supposed to work. And then voila, they have the energy back, It's so fun.
Absolutely. And I think fatigue is such a huge one for so many people in our society in general. We glorified busy a long time ago, and then that was such a good thing. And the norm for so many of us is sleepy and tired. And, I can't function without my cup of coffee in the morning, or my pot of coffee in the morning for some people.
Yes.
And it's normal that we don't think twice about it until somebody finally stops and says, I can't keep on like this.
Exactly. And then that love of coffee, or that need of coffee, is like, ooh, wait a second. You should just like coffee, but you shouldn't have to need it. You know what I mean? Like, and then getting people back to that, like, I can just enjoy one cup. It doesn't have to be the pot, to make it through this day, or, at 2:00 in the afternoon when you have your crash. There's a reason that you're having a crash at 2:00 in the afternoon. You need to look at those adrenal glands. They're supposed to spike you with your energy in the morning. And then, so morning, noon, 2:30 is when they spike again, and then they drop you into sleep. And they're a huge part of resetting the circadian rhythm, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I really look at those adrenals quite a lot with fatigue, but other things too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And the adrenals they're so fascinating to me. The way that the whole adrenal system works just totally blows my mind. It's an amazing process. Yes, I think it's so cool. Go ahead.
So adrenals, not everybody knows where they are. They are located right on top of your kidneys, and they are part of your endocrine system. And they are in charge of that fight or flight process. And so I had a nun come in, and she said, I've had back pain for the last 3 years. I've been to chiropractors. I've been to massage therapists. I've been to Mayo, which is the top of the top clinic around this part of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't figure out what was wrong with her back. And they kept doing these x-rays and MRIs and all this stuff. Well, when I went and did my kinesiology testing, what showed up was her adrenals were weak. When your adrenals are weak, they're not going to hold your bones and your muscles in place. When they are really tired, you're going to be fatigued. The first thing that you do in the morning is you're going to feel fatigued, and you'll try to get that bump of coffee, and then you'll try to get it again later, and you'll just be dragging through your day. And as soon as we supported her adrenals, not overrode her adrenals, but supported her adrenals, she felt fantastic, and her back pain was gone within a week.
Oh, how amazing is that?
For years.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. So cool.
So you really just do reading on adrenals. If you guys are interested in anything, I would read up on adrenals, because that is one thing that I see that probably 80% of the people that walk through my door, I need to support them. And so just do a little extra reading if you guys can, just for yourselves, and see if those are kind of some of the symptoms that you're having.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I totally agree. And I think quite a few of my people come in with the same problem too. I think that that's kind of an across the board situation. But it is, yes. It is time for another break. So for anybody wanting to reach out to me, you can find me at Purely You Healing on Facebook or Instagram, and at www.purelyyouhealing.com. And we will be back in just a few minutes.
Your favorite transformation talk radio shows are now on Spotify. What? Simply search out your favorite host or show by name, tap the subscribe button, and boom! With over 150 million active monthly users on Spotify, Transformation Talk Radio is thrilled to expand our reach so you never have to miss an episode. Well, what the heck are you waiting for? Log into Spotify and subscribe now.
Curious about the meaning of life? Do you want to deepen your spiritual practice? The School for Esoteric Studies offers online training to spiritual seekers from all paths of life and individual coaching. Our courses synthesize Eastern and Western spiritual traditions based on meditation, study, and service applied to everyday life. The school also organizes group meditations each year to benefit humanity. Whether you're just beginning to reflect on the spiritual side of your life or are a more experienced spiritual seeker, the school warmly welcomes you to join our group. To learn more about our courses and services, please visit esotericstudies.net. That's esotericstudies.net. Take your own journey with the angels with Claire Candy Huff's Heaven Sent Guided Angel Meditation CD. Letting go of concerns and living in the now. This beautiful CD walks listeners through practical exercises to help free them from the burdens, worries, and concerns of daily life.
Walking a quarter of the way across the bridge, you see a bright, emerald green light and sense a loving presence. This is Archangel Raphael's green healing energies, nourishing and revitalizing you. Take a moment now to bathe in this green healing light.
Giving you much more than just relaxation and stress release, this wonderfully narrated CD provides vivid visualization, soothing and inspiring music, and an angel's choir that will bring you peace, clarity, and a newfound awareness. Visit angelhealinghouse.com today.
Have you ever heard of the 90-10 rule? It goes like this. 90% of the time, no one is thinking of you. 90% of the time, everyone's thinking about themselves. And if you think of it like that, it takes the weight off, because now you're not being judged. I'm Megan Edge. I'd love for you to join me on Playing on the Edge Radio, Radical Change with Ease, with my co-host Dr. Pat on Transformation Radio FM.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Purely Radio. I'm Jessica, and today I'm here with Dr. Faye. She is a doctor of naturopathy, and she's working over in North Dakota, and just sharing with us all about what natural medicine is and how it works in our world and how we can better support our bodies through the ways of natural medicine versus traditional Western medicine. And before the break, we were kind of visiting about kinesiology and supporting the adrenal system and what that looks like, and how fatigue is such a big part of our world and has become such a normal thing in society. And so, Dr. Faye, when we talk about fatigue and adrenal work and kind of trying to support that, do you find that there is a specific part of the body that we have to work on, or is it more of a holistic approach that you take?
You know, I definitely think that there's a holistic approach that we take, and it is the body, mind, spirit. So this morning I just had a gal come in, and she's been having trouble with fatigue, a few other things, some hormonal issues, but a lot of fatigue. And a lot of what we do, Jess, is definitely about rapport and relationships and building those relationships with people. And I think that's what makes our work a little bit more special, is that we do get to know these people and hear their stories and really have the time to listen to them. And half the time I feel so sorry for traditional medicine, just because they're not allowed that time to get to know these people. And when you get to listen to stories, you hear a lot more and are able to interject a lot more into that body, mind, spirit, because you have to tap into that if you're going to make an impact that's going to last. And so when we were talking about the fatigue this morning, I just said, okay, I need to do just a little bit of energetic medicine. And I do craniosacral, which is energetic medicine that taps into feeling for the rhythm that is set when your cerebrospinal fluid makes it through the different aqueducts that are in your brain. And essentially, it's going to be that fluid that bathes your spinal cord. And so you put your hands on people and you just listen for that rhythm. And when I do that kind of energy work, I always get hits on kind of what's going on for that person, more on that spiritual realm. Mm-hmm. And so this morning when I was working with this gal, I got the hits of, hey, I think that something is going on, maybe in your childhood. And childhood comes up for people a lot. And it's just kind of, it's a big hurdle. So I would say that, we addressed a few of the issues from her childhood, as far as, when she felt that she wasn't supported. And she said at that moment, that's when I started to feel tired and I needed more attention, and I wasn't getting the attention that I needed. And we were able to bring it full circle for what her relationship is like now with her husband and how much attention she is needing. And when she doesn't get that, she gets this fatigue. It was really interesting. So not only were we able to, individualize her treatment and find which remedy worked for her adrenals to support them, but we were able to address that mental emotional component where we could kind of clear some stuff out from her childhood and make her feel supported even when she's not getting all of her husband's attention, Sure. It was just awesome. So yes, you definitely have to take that broader spectrum approach and look at body, mind, spirit. What is really going on? What are you believing in? Who is supporting you other than just your spouse or your friends or your family, Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge piece. What's that?
It is. It is. That absolutely is. On the last show, I was talking about these lessons that we have to learn in our lives and how you are offered repeated experiences until you learn what it is you're meant to learn from this situation.
Yeah.
And is that not a perfect example of that? I would assume, and of course I don't know this person and I've never worked with her, but I would assume a part of this lesson for her is learning how to feel supported and find support and draw that energy from other places or from herself and find her own light versus from, her husband or her parents or her friends. And so she was given this opportunity as a child. And it didn't quite set in yet. And so then she's given this opportunity with her husband. And now here she is in her adult life, learning her lesson and getting to move past that. How cool.
Yes. And that, for that to relate back into the initial reason that she came to me was the fatigue, but having that spiritual component really shine through is being a major healing point for her too. Yeah. Lessons. Oh man, we have plenty of lessons to learn them, and you get to learn them in a variety of ways and relearn them. It's just, it's pretty amazing.
To learn them as you change, because the person that you are now is not who you were when you were learning these things at 15. And that's not who you're going to be when you're learning these things at 70. And your healthcare is no different. Like you talked about coming in and knowing that your supplements should change with every visit because you change, because life continues to happen. And so not only physically in what you're ingesting should be changing, but the way that you are treating your soul and the way that you service your brain should all be changing too.
Yes. Absolutely. And just, challenging yourself with different things, learning different things along the way. I can't speak enough to living. Really, and just delving into life every single day and putting yourself out there if you're able to.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. I just love that. So, and I think, I just want to ask off the cuff here, how long do you usually schedule for your appointments?
So typically a first office call is going to take us about an hour. And within that hour, we're going to be able to ask all sorts of questions. So you tell me why you're here, and I will ask you all sorts of questions about your sleep, your bowels. That's always a fun question for people to answer. But, how are your moods? And it's often interesting for people when they finally reflect. Most people say, oh, I'm fine. Well, no, I'm really asking you. I really do want to know how you're feeling on the inside. And a lot of people feel more anxious or depressed or angry, and, getting to work with that and seeing how that is reflected. So I also do Chinese medicine, and that has been a gift as far as figuring out what I need to work on when I hear somebody comes in with, they're so irritated and they don't want to be and they don't mean to be and they just can't control it anymore. Well, that tells me that their liver is a bit off. And so that piqued my interest, and I just write that down on the side note, okay, let's make sure that we check out that liver pretty good. And or if they come in with sadness, then I need to check out those lungs. If they come in with a sleeping issue. So in Chinese medicine, there is what's called an horary clock. And your energy changes from one organ system to the next every 2 hours. So at night, when you're going to fall asleep, your gallbladder is active from 11 until 1 in the morning. Gallbladder is in charge of all sorts of functions. So gallbladder is in charge of decision-making and list-making and downloading kind of what you've learned during the day into your long-term memory. So if you're having trouble sleeping from 11 until 1, I can guarantee you're having an issue with your gallbladder. So if you're having trouble sleeping from 1 until 3 in the morning, which most people that are irritated have trouble sleeping from 1 to 3, that's your liver. So liver is in charge of stress. It's in charge of anger. So if anything's going on with your liver, it's going to be active from 1 until 3 in the morning. The same thing with lung. It is active from 3 until 5. Lung deals with your immune system and also sadness, depression, that type of thing. So if you're depressed and you're not sleeping, you'll typically wake up between 3 and 5 and have an issue. Or if you're sick, you'll wake up between 3 and 5 and you'll have your cough. Well, that's lung time. Then from 5 until 7 in the morning is large intestine time. Large intestine is all about letting go. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of my elderly population that have lived a long life here and might have some regrets. and that's their time where they're starting to wake up early. Well, that's just because I'm old. Well, that's just not a good enough reason.
Right.
So we get to delve into a lot of different reasons why something's going on, rather than just saying, "Oh, chalk it up to your age." Like, oof, yeah.
Yep. Or it's, well, you're a woman. Well, what does that have to do with
fighting
it?
Words, I think.
Right? Yes. Thank you. I mean, we're so quick to just give it a, well, I'm in nursing school, so I'm just not sleeping well. Well, you're probably a little stressed and working too hard.
Yes, exactly.
We're so quick to just give it a different, give it an answer and kind of, ignore it.
Yes. I want to explain things as much as everybody does. I really do. I want to make this make sense to me and just have it go away, frankly. So I'll give it another name and then I'm better with it, I guess. But no, you want to get to that underlying reason about why it's there. And then you have to individualize that medicine. I'm sure in your practice, Jess, I'm sure you do that every single visit, right?
Oh, every single time. And even from session to session. And I tell people that like what you come in for the first time might end up being a completely different session the second time. Or if you tell your friends or your family or whatever that she used this, and this with me, and they come in and I don't use any of those things.
Yeah.
Because every person is different and where you're at on your journey is always different. So it has to be individualized. And that's the point of what we do. Western medicine is great at quickly fixing things or masking symptoms because that's what the practice is designed to do. It's a 7-minute appointment and this is what they give you. And my goal and yours is to get a little deeper than that. So it has to be a little bit more individual than this pill fixes all things.
Yes. And I really do feel sorry for them because when we all come into this profession, we all have that same, like, I want to help people. And, oh man, I know that they do, but I just don't think they get as much fun out of it as the rest of us get to, because we get to have those relationships with people and you get to see them really do well and have something be gone finally and not just masking those symptoms.
Right. And knowing that's something that they're fighting for too, that I want to put the work into it being better and it being truly gone and not just covered up. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Very good. So it is time again for a break. So Dr. Faye, will you remind everybody what your website and phone number is?
Sure. I'm at Evergreen Natural Health Clinic and my phone number is 701-989-0268.
Very good. And you can find me, everyone, at Purely You Healing on Facebook and Instagram, or at my website, www.purelyyouhealing.com. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Miss any shows during the week? We've got you covered. With the free Transformation Talk radio app, you'll have access to all of the past week's shows in the palm of your hand. Tune in to Transformation Talk Radio anywhere you go with our free app for any of your devices. Check out our app in the App Store and Google Play Store today.
Disease, one of the most dreaded words in our vocabulary. Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know traditionally we have viewed disease as a degenerative process? Disease is better understood when we view it as dis-ease in the human body. Dis-ease means without ease. Health is not merely the absence of disease, it's when every part of the body works together effortlessly, relaxed and at ease. It's that relaxed state that lets energy flow in waves through and around the entire body. Every organ has an electrical charge. And when overcharged or undercharged, dis-ease occurs. And it is an effort to go through our day. We are able to determine the exact dis-ease of the body and design a specific solution to correct the nutritional imbalance. Contact us at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. And visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
How often do you find yourself wondering, why me? Learn a new shift in perspective to see how everything that takes place in your life is actually working for you and shifting you towards your own enlightenment. Tune in to Blank Enlightenment Radio with Misty Thompson each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more, visit MistyMThompson.com. That's MistyMThompson.com.
Are you ready to stop stress, anxiety, and low self-esteem from running your life? Join award-winning author Dr. Friedemann Schaub for Empowerment Radio and learn breakthrough solutions to switch out of survival mode and approach every day with great ease, joy, and purpose. Tune in the first and third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific to Empowerment Radio with host Dr. Friedemann Schaub on Transformation Talk Radio. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Purely You Radio. This is Jess, and joining me today is Dr. Faye. She is a doctor of naturopathic medicine and is sharing with us kind of just all of the glory of what natural medicine is and how we treat the mind, the body, and the soul, and really look at holistic healthcare. And we've kind of talked about using kinesiology and muscle testing and different herbal supplements and treating the spirit as well as the body. But Dr. Faye, I know that you also use acupuncture in some of your treatments. Can you share with us kind of how you use that or what specific conditions you use it for?
Sure, you bet. So a lot of times with the acupuncture, when I'm sitting in with a regular visit, you can tell that somebody needs acupuncture when they tell you that my elbow hurts right here. Well, I'm able to think about the meridians that cross the elbow, and I can tell you by you pointing right to your elbow, I can tell you if it's the large intestine or the small intestine that's affected. And then as we kind of go through that process, I'm like, we'll support you definitely with, getting to the underlying cause about what's happening in that large intestine. So is it kind of an infection that's happening there? 9 times out of 10, it is yes. And then we'll definitely do something to soothe that area, like, we would do, slippery elm or something like that would help the intestines, or glutamine, something like that. But to have more of an impact of, hey, I need to get this pain right out of my elbow, we would do acupuncture right along the area. So you would do acupuncture locally, meaning right where that hurts, but then that meridian is quite long. In fact, it starts at your index finger and goes all the way up to the bottom of your nose, to where your little nostrils are. And so you would do needles. You'd insert needles all along that pathway, but lung is also paired with large intestine. So I would look at the lung meridian as well. So when I use acupuncture, I'm also trying to find out who's paired with who and what other organ systems can I pull in to really support that area of the body, but also move that stuck energy, because all that pain is just stuck energy, and we've got to get that moving again in order for you to get out of pain. So, tennis elbow or golfer's elbow, whatever, I see that a ton. And if you do the supportive measures with the large intestine itself, like I said, to clear out that infection and then support that tissue, but also do the acupuncture points, man alive, we don't have problems that keep coming back with the large intestine or with that elbow in particular,
Right.
So I use acupuncture with probably, I'd say 50% of my clients. I use acupuncture with people that are suffering with allergies. So I do a ton of allergy desensitization, and that is called NAET, Nambutripod's Allergy Elimination Technique. And that was something that I learned after school as well, because they want to be on par with traditional medical schools. So I went to another training on that, and I use that with just about everybody, because most people have a sensitivity to something, not an allergy, but a sensitivity to calcium or to wheat or to B vitamins, whatever it might be. And so when people come and say, gosh, my eye has been twitching forever, well, that's that calcium sensitivity. And we need to definitely desensitize you to calcium and then make sure you get the right amount of calcium, So I use acupuncture a lot for the desensitizing.
Can you unpack that just a little bit? Like, how can somebody be sensitive to something that our body needs to function?
Right. So that comes back to the mental emotional component. And that's typically where I see a lot of the sensitivities begin. So if your body gets under stress, whether it is actual physical stress or mental emotional stress, your body wants to know why it's doing that. Like, why am I all of a sudden under stress? Well, if you have a fight with a relative or whoever, and you decide that you're still angry, but you're so hungry, you sit down and have a big plate of spaghetti. Well, your body is angry. And so it associates that food with feeling the way you're feeling, which is anger and just really unsettled. Your body can create a sensitivity to food around that. It can be as simple as that, that you're upset at dinner time, and it can associate that food as making you feel that upset. So you go along, and gosh, every time you start to eat that food, your body feels that way again. So we have to desensitize that person to that food component. So typically people aren't sensitive to foods. It's something in that food that they're actually sensitive to. So it's a calcium, it's a B vitamin, it's a protein, it's something like that. It's not actually the entire food. So when you get like allergy testing from a regular doctor, it'll be a blood test that links about 400 foods. No kidding, 400 foods. And why are they linked together? It's that food component that is common to several of those foods. And that's really what you need to wipe out is a food component sensitivity. So
yeah. Oh, that makes so much. Thank you for that. I know that's a question that I'm asked sometimes too, is like, but this is something my body needs. How can it be bad for me? So
it isn't. It just, your mind made it bad.
Yep. I appreciate that. Unpacking that was great. So now really quick too, I know that you're doing some injections in the clinic. Tell me about those. They sound super cool.
Oh my goodness. So prolozone injections are what I'm doing, and it's B vitamin injection followed by oxygen ozone mixture. Yeah, that sounds a little crazy, but what it is I do them into joints, I do them into muscles, all different parts of the body. It doesn't matter where you're hurting, I can definitely shoot it for you. So a lot of times people will have like that elbow pain. Okay, great. You're having elbow pain. Let's find out exactly where it's hurting. I inject the B vitamin, which is going to nutrify that area. So feed those muscles, feed all those structures around there. And then when we age, I hate to say that, but we just don't get the right circulation to actually fix an area. So when it's acidic, so you don't have enough oxygen in an area, that area becomes acidic. Well, that's not conducive for repair, right? So if I put in a burst of oxygen ozone, what that does is it changes the pH of the area, and it allows that area to heal or that muscle to relax. And so these injections have been absolutely phenomenal as far as pain reduction or regeneration of cartilage in an area. I've seen tons of knees, or knees, hips, shoulders, whatever you want to do. And we don't have to have surgeries anymore to replace the knees, to replace the hips, to replace the shoulder, right? It's so fun, and they're all natural. You need to come in at least for 5 times to get that injection, and you'll be healing in between those visits. And it's night and day. It's night and day.
Oh, that sounds so awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. Oh, I love that. It's, like everything, I just love everything you do is so multifaceted, and there's so many options for treating our people and keeping everyone healthy or helping them get back to healthy.
You have to have so many options because it has to be individualized, right?
Right? Yes. Because you are not in a box, right?
No.
Medicine can't come from a box. Yes. So really fast here, just kind of as we're wrapping up, if you could tell our people any one thing, what would it be?
Be proactive in your health. It is something that is up to you. This life is yours. You get to decide how you go about it. And I would say be active in your health care. You are in charge. Don't take things lying down. If it's something doesn't feel right to you, go have a second opinion. Go outside the box. try something that seems a little different to you. You'll never know. It could be the best thing that ever happened to you. Talk to people about what they're doing. Just network. You've gotta open up and let other people know what's actually going wrong with you in order to find resources. I mean, Bismarck, North Dakota is a very small community, but we have a ton of resources here if you just start talking to other people. You'll find that, man, wow, there's help out there if you just start talking about it. Be proactive. Take a stand.
Ask, right? All you have to do is ask.
And ask. Yes.
And it is there. Absolutely. Oh, Dr. Faye, we could talk for hours upon hours, and I'm so grateful.
Know.
Yes, I'm so grateful that you hopped on with me today and shared all of your wisdom. One more time, can you just share with everybody how they can reach you?
You bet. Evergreen Natural Health Clinic in Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-989-0268.
Very good. Thank you so much. And everybody, you can find me at purelyyouhealing.com or at purelyyouhealing on Facebook and Instagram. And as our time ends for today, I just want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. May you always let the guidance of God, the wisdom of Mother Nature, and the determination of the universe lead you to live every day as purely you. Thank you for listening to Purely You Radio, healing beyond symptom management into true wellness with Jessica Dooley. Tune in every third Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com as Jessica guides you to explore your intuition, reconnect with your body, mind, and soul, and discover true wellness through a multitude of modalities. Purely You Radio will engage you to explore a new paradigm in the way you see yourself to the way you were meant to be. For more information or to listen to this show, visit PurelyYouHealing.com.